Professor Paradiso, Angelo, you have been dedicated to postgraduate education in oncology for as long as I remember, certainly. And you are leading the work platform meeting here on education. That's the European platform work package. And of course you have been for some years now in charge of the education initiatives from the OECI. Now recently within the European platform you've conducted a needs assessment. Do you want to tell us about that?
Right. It was an interesting survey that we conducted among the European platform centers taking part associated to the European platform project, more than 23 cancer institutes and all the main scientific society all over Europe taking part in this survey. According to the need to better know what they are doing at the European level from the education point of view, we had information for more than 200 educational events that have been performed within 2011. And the results were very impressive in terms of, first of all, some specific expertise that is not specifically there is no specific attention to specific requests, specific needs. If we speak about personalized medicine, we have to take care that the process for education is a complete and a continuous pathway that we have to take care from basic science till the clinical application. And the results of this survey that I already told you just had information, recruited information for more than 200 educational events all over Europe performed by those cancer centers and scientific societies, just showed that there are some specific expertise that is not taken into account. There is no events all over Europe for as far as those cancer centers and those scientific societies are related. No educational activities in the field of psychology, no cancer activities in the field of nurses, for example, no cancer activity in the field of patients' education. Main educational activities that comprehensive cancer centers and the scientific society, I'm speaking about the main, the principal scientific society like ECHO, like ESMO, like EORTC, etc., are mainly oriented to basic science and to clinical application of biological information. There is a clear view on how to progress and what are the true needs of patients, and first of all, how to cluster all this information all around the patient.
So the teaching is all about translating from the lab to the clinic, but not translating from the clinic to the patient.
To the patient, exactly. This was the first important information we took from this survey. The second one is that some specific tumor sites are completely neglected. For example, we do not have any educational event oriented to pancreatic cancer that, as you know, it's in an impressive increase in incidence in Europe and all over the world. There is no, for example, no specific disease-oriented educational events, educational activities oriented to brain tumors. This is impressive. This means that perhaps we need a better coordination of educational activities all over Europe in order to guarantee for all this expertise and for all these different tumor types to be there in terms of updated and coordinated management of activities. I think that this is up to OECI, first of all, in terms of ability to be in contact with all the cancer centers in order to try to share their activities and try to find the right answer to the needs that all over Europe. First of all, the concept of personalized medicine is strictly requiring and urgently requiring,
So next week in Amsterdam, you're organizing a really state-of-the-art technical teaching course for the methods of molecular pathology. But to follow the advice from your needs assessment last week in your own institute in Bari, you ran a meeting for supportive care and for patients. How did that go?
Yeah, and survivorship.
And survivorship.
So this was the right example of the exigence, about the exigence to connect molecular pathobiology, so more recent advances with the clinical course of the disease. You know, in Bari, there was an impressive presence of foreign countries, or European countries and extra-European countries. More than 17 countries, where delegates from more than 17 countries were there. They all agree about the need to coordinate activities. First of all, to put in the right relevance the problem of prevalence of cancer. You know that more than 60% of cancer patients now are alive at 5 years from their diagnosis. This is one great success for cancer research all over the world. But, you know, emerging needs from patients surviving from cancer are there in terms of psychosocial problems, in terms of rehabilitation, in terms of reintroduction in normal life. In Bari, there was an interesting agreement about the need to constitute, to build up a specific scientific group, to push forward exigencies like that, to connect European and US point of view from this point, for what concerns this problem. And of course, with the urgent need to speak with the policymakers, health policymakers, about how this reality is quickly changing in terms of cancer world. You know, this is.
So the authorities, if you like to call them that, or the people who run healthcare departments and governments and so on, they have to be ready to cope not just with the success now of the medicine that we've developed over the last 20 years, but this mountain of new patients who are coming thanks to them living longer. And then the survivorship issues, which is going to seriously challenge the health services. It
Absolutely.
could be more expensive, in fact, for the health services than these new molecular targeted agents, which get people worked up at the moment.
Absolutely. This scenario is directly related to the problem to make a continuity between clinical treatment of a cancer and when the patient is out from this, you know, from this diagnostic therapeutic pathway. It's an emerging need, of course, and first of all, I think that we have to think about personalization. This is one of the emerging acquisition in Bari, emerging the discussion that we had in Bari. We also need personalization of long-term follow-up. Yeah. You know, those patients, patients that are not still patients because they are out from any kind of treatment, they are followed sometimes intensively from clinical structure, from cancer institute, or generally speaking from cancer organization. They don't need that. Perhaps there is the possibility to organize, to personalize the follow-up, long-term follow-up also for these patients, from the depression point of view, from all the long-term effects of therapy that we apply to those patients. You know, there are neuropathy, pain, first of all, depression. There are some biological factors that are directly predicting these long-term effects of our approach to
and
cancer.
Clearly the comprehensive cancer centres, which are the OECI members, cannot take care of this survivorship issues. That has to be done in the community where the patients are living and surviving.
Exactly. But one more time, only comprehensive cancer center at this point, at least at this point of the story, have a clear view of what is the scenario that in the next future we will have. So you are right, this problem is up to a territory. It's a social problem, but a comprehensive cancer center also in this case are in the center, just in terms of try to pilot this process and try to indicate what are the exact needs. If I can add just one more thing, one more comment, you know, also in this case, the concept of personalized medicine is there. So biology is there, and the needs to have people just prepared, expertise, operators, just prepared to handle biological information that just now find direct application to the patient. It's an emerging need. Sure. So cancer survivorship on one end, and even more interesting, specialized biological approach to the disease on the other end. They have to couple.
And I personally see cancer as the dissemination tool, because it's all going to have to be done on the internet or on the clever app phone and so on, as the ideal partner for your activities. And thank you for being so supportive. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for this possibility to present our activities. Thank you.